Now, with this problem, just like the other ones, we need to have a balanced chemical equation to start with. So, I'm looking and it says that we have aluminum metal combining with sulfuric acid. This is going to be a single replacement reaction. I know there's a line on my activity series that says react with acids liberating hydrogen gas. Is aluminum above that line? Yes, it is. So, we're going to have aluminum replacing, in this case, the hydrogen of the acid to give off hydrogen gas. So, here is my skeleton equation. Now, obviously, this is not balanced. I'm going to start my balancing with the sulfate. So I'm going to put a 3 right there to balance up the sulfate. When I did that, it knocked off my hydrogens, so I balance up my hydrogens, finish up balancing my aluminum. I should have a balanced chemical equation now. So, now I'm looking and it wants me to find the amount of grams of each product. But I have to determine what my limiting reagent is first. I don't believe that 5 grams of aluminum will combine exactly with 4 grams of sulfuric acid. So what I need to do is determine my limiting reagent. Since just randomly I could pick either one, since the 5.0 grams of aluminum is listed first, I'm just going to go with it. So, I set up my conversion box, and I know that 1 mole of aluminum has 26.9815 grams of aluminum. My grams cancel. I've now converted this into moles of aluminum. I need to get my molar ratio now. I can see that 2 moles of aluminum will react with 3 moles of H2SO4. My moles of, I keep wanting to forget to put that L on that aluminum. My moles of aluminum will cancel. I've now converted this into moles of sulfuric acid. Need to convert it back into a mass. 98.07848 grams of sulfuric acid is 1 mole of sulfuric acid. Close up my box. My moles there cancel. So I am left with grams of H2SO4. When I do the math, I came up with 27 grams of H2SO4. So, if what this tells me, if I have 5 grams of aluminum, I need 27 grams of sulfuric acid to react with that 5 grams of aluminum. Do I have 27 grams of sulfuric acid? How much sulfuric acid do I have? 4 grams. So do I have enough to react with that 5 grams? Nowhere near. Okay, so what's my limiting reagent? Sulfuric acid. So that's the key point, because I need to find how many grams of each product is being formed. So how many grams of aluminum sulfate, how many grams of hydrogen, but I need to use the appropriate value. I need to use this 4 grams of sulfuric acid. So I need to use my limiting reagent to calculate. So, once again, I'm just doing another mass to mass here. Okay, another mass to mass. So, I've already calculated this. 98.07848 grams of H2SO4 is 1 mole. H2SO4. My grams cancel. I've now got moles. My equation's way up there, so let me look on my paper. 3 mole of H2SO4. 1 mole of Al2SO4 3. Now I've converted this into moles of Al2SO4 3. To get it back into mass, I need the molar mass of aluminum sulfate, 342.1509 grams. Is equal to 1 mole of. So when I did that math, I came up with a value of 4.7 grams of aluminum sulfate. Now I'm not done yet, because I also need to find the grams of hydrogen gas that's given off. So once again, I'm going to go back to that 4.0 grams of sulfuric acid. Set my box again. So my first box is going to be the same, 1 mole of H2SO4 over 98.07848 grams of H2SO4. Grams cancel. My molar ratio, 3 moles of H2SO4, 3 moles of hydrogen gas, moles of H2SO4 cancel. So now I need to convert my moles of hydrogen gas back into a mass. It should be 2.01588 grams of H2. My moles of H2 cancel. Close my box. When I did the math, it gave me 0.082 grams of H2. So I guess if I box my 2 answers right, there they are. What do you think? Like I said, the toughest part, you've done the mass to mass before. Okay, we could do mass to volume on this. The toughest part is determining what is limiting and what is the excess.